Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Udwuri Jagero, and this is Political Headache. And news coming to us from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, is this. In what may have been calling for a quiet but calculated victory, His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Youssouf of Djibouti has been elected as the new chairperson of African Union Commission, AUC, beating seasoned political heavyweight RAILA Odinga and Madagascar's Richard Mandrato. With this win, Youssouf now holds one of the most powerful diplomatic roles of the continent. Now, what is the job that he's going to do? Well, it is simple on paper, impossible in reality. Unite Africa, fix the continent's crisis, and make sure everyone gets along. And no pressure, even in the Congo. So, meet the man. Who is he? He's a diplomatic marathon runner. For those unfamiliar with Mahmoud Ali Youssouf, he has been Djibouti's foreign minister since 2005, making him one of the longest serving diplomats in, I dare say, Africa. While most politicians in other countries go through scandals, impeachments, and political backstabbing within a decade, Youssouf has managed to survive nearly 20 years in the shark-infested waters of African diplomacy. That alone tells you he knows how to play the long game. And in Addis Ababa, he has played just exactly that, outplaying Raila Odinga and the other gentleman. His tenure has seen him negotiate deals, put out diplomatic fires, and position tiny Djibouti as a crucial geopolitical hub, thanks to its strategic location along the Red Sea and the presence of multiple foreign military bases, including the American base. If you ever wondered how a country of less than 1 million people became a global military real estate hotspot, look no further than Youssouf's negotiation skills. Now, as AU chair, his patience will be tested like never before. Think about Rwanda, think about Kagame. But first of all, let's look at what he promises to do. During his campaign, Youssouf pledged to prioritize Africa's self-sufficiency and move the AU away from being too dependent on foreign aid. Good luck with that. But here's what he says he will focus on, just for the record. Number one, he has talked about security and stability, addressing conflicts, especially armed rebel movements destabilizing key regions around the continent. Number two, economic growth. He has said that it's going to push for more intra-African trade because it makes no sense that it's easier to import French cheese from Paris than maize from Zambia and Uganda. He has also said that he's going to strengthen Africa's voice globally, advocating for 2 permanent African seats at the UN Security Council, so the continent isn't just an audience in global affairs. He's also talked about youth empowerment and innovation, encouraging more investments in technology and education, which might be a challenge considering certain global powers are slashing aid at the moment. He's also talked about Pan-African unity. He says he wants to bring regional rivalries and convincing African leaders that Pan-Africanism is more than just a nice slogan for political speeches. Now, the problems waiting for him in his inbox and comment section are going to be many. Now that he has the fancy new title and a seat at the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa, reality will come knocking, and it is not bringing flowers, for sure. Number one, he's going to be dealing with the rebel groups that won't let Africa rest. Youssouf will have to face the big 5 troublemakers currently causing havoc across the continent. And those are rebels. And talking about rebels, who are the rebels? Al-Shabaab, Somalia and East Africa, the militant group that refuses to go away, and blowing things up is a political strategy. Number two, he's going to be dealing with ISIS, or what we call JNIM, that is in West Africa and the Sahel. These guys are keeping half of the Sahel region in a constant state of fear and stability. The other one is M23. Talk about Rwanda, talk about DRC Congo. A group that keeps reincarnating every few years, as if on a cycle, and has made Eastern DRC a permanent conflict zone. Okay, we also have what is called, funnily, the Wagner Group, which is found in Central Africa and Sudan. The Russia's mercenary armed turned private business that has inserted itself into Africa's power struggles. We also have the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF, or DRC. This is found in DRC and Uganda, a brutal group that keeps the Ugandan's DRC border in constant tension. Let's talk about trying to get these groups to disband, surrender, or at least stop terrorizing civilians will be a big task for him. That's part of the job. How about the EdTap that got turned off? Let's talk about that. Okay? Youssouf also inherits a financial crisis that's not really Africa's fault. The cuts to USAID funding that previously supported education and healthcare on the continent. The other thing that is also going to deal with is that the former US President Donald Trump started slashing aid budget and subsequent leaders. So the gentleman has a lot to talk about and a lot to help us with. So thank you very much. We wish him the best, and we hope that Africa can continue to rise and rise and rise and rise and rise. The challenge will be convincing global powers that helping Africa isn't just a charity, but a strategic investment. Otherwise, millions could miss out on education, healthcare, and if history has taught us anything, when poverty rises, so does instability. Let's be honest, the AU hasn't always lived up to its own hype. For years, critics have said organization is just talk shop, where leaders gather for high-level conferences, make big speeches, and leave without implementing much. Youssouf knows this perception exists and has promised to make the AU more action-oriented. That means less political PR, more on-the-ground solutions, okay? So, thank you very much, people of the internet. That was Political Headache, and this is Aspirin News.